Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for clicking on this video and watching it. This video will be about hate panning. If you don't know what hate panning is, I don't know if that's a term that's already been coined, but I won't take credit for coining the term because who am I? Hate panning is when you want to pan an item or hit pan on an item. That is to say, when you want to see the metal tin or whatever the container is that's holding the piece of makeup or the makeup item that you have, and you kind of seeing that bottom of that pan that's holding that makeup product up. So hate panning is using that makeup product that you have that you absolutely hate, but wanting to pan that. So why would you hate pan something? You'd hate pan something if you just want to get your money's worth off of that product, especially if it was an expensive product that you bought yourself, or you just don't like throwing away things that still can be used. So you hate pan things, you hate it, but you don't want it to see it go to waste. So you try to use it as much as possible. I guess another reason why you might hate pan something is just because, I don't know, man, you have an issue with commitment, like you need to stay committed to a certain item. If not, it just feels like failure. I don't know if you're that kind of person. I'm not that kind of person. My reasons for hate panning something is just so that I can safely say that I've used up whatever the product is worth, and I haven't really wasted any of my money in any way, shape, or form. A previous video that I posted, I talked about hate panning some makeup items that I displayed or demonstrated or showed. Not demonstrated, showed on video. For this particular video, I'm just gonna talk about how to hate pan eyeshadow products, eyeshadow palettes. My rationale for panning this is because, as I previously mentioned, it was 60 Singapore dollars. I bought it in Sephora Singapore. Don't like the shades. I mean, it looks nice on there. Transfers really nicely. I'm wearing it on my eyes today. You can see some of the color of my eyes. It's just that I don't like how it performs. Although it gives some pigmentation, as you can see in my eyes. I would prefer that it performed a bit better. It's very powdery. It reminds me of talcum powder, not like an eyeshadow pigment. It performs really poorly for me. It doesn't really blend very well. If I try blend lots of colors in it, a lot of colors from this palette, sometimes it blends into nothing, and that drives me crazy. I just wish this palette would just be over and done with so I can say goodbye to it, but I just feel really like my heart breaking, not because I love this palette so much and I can't bear to see it go, just because it's $60. This is 15 shades. I'm just thinking maybe if I just use up 6 shades, not all the way entirely, because I don't know if I can achieve that goal of hitting completely empty, or I'm not sure if I can achieve the goal of completely emptying 6 whole pans from this palette. A goal I'm trying to achieve is just hitting pan on just 6 out of the 15. That's a little bit less than half. I'll see how it goes, but yeah. So how do you hate pan something? What I do is, that was a really awkward transition, but who's really judging me? No one but myself. So how I hit pan on a product that I hate is I start with a fluffy brush. So when you start your eye makeup, I'm not sure about you, but how I like to do it is I start with an overall color, just to put powder on my eyes for other shadows to stick to, and so that it's easier for other shadows to blend, just because there's that powder already put down. Sometimes I use eyeshadow primer, sometimes I don't. Eyeshadows perform better, of course, when you use eyeshadow primer. I'm using eyeshadow primer today, maybe that's why the color is more vibrant. I should do a wear test on eyeshadow primer versus no primer, but that's another video. Yeah, anyway, so I use a fluffy brush. to go into that all over color, which are for me these four. And the reason why I use a fluffy brush is because a fluffy brush picks up more product for me, and it also kicks up a lot of product into the air, which is kind of like cheating. It's not really me using the product necessarily, but it just it makes me feel better that like at least I'm trying to use a product, and yeah, and it's going somewhere, I guess, in the air, but I'm using it, use a fluffy brush to pick up a lot of product, put it on my eye. And then what I like to do is layer that initial product on my eye, lots and lots of layers. So I'll put it in, I'll put it all over, pick up another considerable amount of product, and then layer it all over. The reason why I do that is for this particular palette, because of its poor pigmentation and poor performance, I like to layer it up just because I know that otherwise the pigment won't show. Another reason why I do that is just because sometimes I think the reason why layering works for me is because my skin color is very similar to the shades in this palette, so that's why it doesn't really show up on my skin, so I need to layer a lot. But layering and using a fluffy brush really helps me to hit pan faster, I think. Another thing that I do to help me hate pan things faster is especially when I'm blending colors together, like I'm using like another fluffy brush to put color all across my crease area, and then I want to put like a darker color at the corner and then blend those two together so it doesn't look very jarring. It doesn't, sometimes when I'm blending it in, that color fades. The colors that I want to blend together just kind of fades. Like, it defeats the purpose of trying to blend it. It does in a way help to blend the colors together, but some of it just gets taken away, which sucks. But it also helps to hate pan things. So that's just like when I'm done blending, I go back into a previous brush and I take up the product again, and then I touch up, make sure that the color is still there. Especially with like this dark area on the sides of my eye, you can tell that it's almost gone. That's how bad this palette is. Or maybe it's my skill level, I don't know. But like, anyway, yeah. Another thing I like to do is if I'm at home and I look at my face and then I look at myself and I go, oh, the pigmentation isn't there. I like to touch up, use the products again, put it on my eye, and that helps to pan the products again, especially with fluffy brushes, as I've said before. Another thing that helps with hate panning things is using your creativity to place products on your eye. So I like to experiment with shadow placements. Like sometimes I'll put shadow here, or I'll put shadow all the way up here, try to make a cat eye. I can get away with it just because if I don't like it, I can just blend it away and it disappears because this eyeshadow palette is crap. Yeah, but I try and be creative with where I put my eyeshadow. I don't normally put a lot of eyeshadow under my eye, but today I did, just because I wanted to use up this color that I've hit pan on today, which is really good. Yeah, so especially with eyeshadows that blend away into nothing, you can get away with, I guess, practicing eyeshadow placements or eyeshadow styles and types, I guess, and then seeing how that works well with your face or with your eyes. So I found that like a pop of color here down in below my eyebrow and like above the corner of my eye, like a brown, like a mid-tone brown or a slightly lighter brown, like a tan brown, looks really good up there if I put it there. Didn't really put much shadow in there today, but that's what I learned from, I guess, experimenting with this palette. You can also put lighter shades, especially the shimmery, this crap shimmering shade at the corner of your eye, just to brighten it up. Put it just in the corners, the outer corners of your eye, just here, just to brighten the look up. Put it under your eyebrow, just look at the shadows and think about where you can place them just so you can use them more, especially for the lighter colors, because that is my goal, just to use up all the lighter colors before the darker colors, because I don't think I'm gonna hit pan on the darker colors at all. I'm just gonna throw away the palette when I'm done with the lighter colors. I think that's my goal. Yeah, So another thing that you have to do when you want to pan eyeshadows that you absolutely hate is the commitment. Like you really have to commit to wanting to pan that product. Even though your heart is with like another palette and you really want to use the other palette, I guess like a thing that keeps me going is, nah, I really have to finish this palette that I really hate, and then I can move on to other palettes and then see if I like that palette, and if it's not if it's gonna be another hate pan in the future, or a hate panning project in the future. So that's a huge thing, just a commitment to hate panning. And it might take months and months. It's not gonna take weeks. It's gonna take months. But definitely, if you use the fluffy brushes, I would really recommend it, because I think I've hit pan faster on all products just because I've been using those fluffy brushes to do everything: blending, putting eyeshadow on. What else do you do? Just fluffy, more fluffier versions of normal brushes that you use overall helps in this hate panning project. Yeah, and that's all the strategies that I have for you, especially for hate panning things. If you guys have any other strategies that you use, let me know. If you are trying to hate pan on a product right now, please let me know as well. Let me know what it is, why you hate it so much. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.